Hi y'all, welcome to Williams Weather. In this video, I'll be discussing the severe weather potential for this weekend into possibly next week. Will we ever get a break from this heat? Also, I'll be tracking a potential tropical storm that could impact Mexico. All that coming up in this video. Your Friday outlook for severe weather looks like there's a slight risk for the Carolinas, southern Virginia, eastern Tennessee, and central to northern Georgia. There's also a marginal risk for southern Illinois, southern Indiana, all of Kentucky, majority of Tennessee except for the southwest part of Tennessee, northeast Alabama, and southern Georgia, and including southwest parts of West Virginia, northern Virginia, much of New Jersey, and the northeast states where my arrow's at. Now your risks for tomorrow in this area, in the slight risk area, it's mainly a hail and wind threat with a 15% risk for damaging winds in the slight risk area and a 5% in the marginal area. There's also a 5% chance for hail. There could possibly be some Donkey Kong size hail with some storms. Now your day 3 outlook, like there's a marginal risk for northwest Montana and northeast Idaho. Now we don't know the risk percentage just yet, and please be weather aware Friday if you're in the slight risk, and please be weather aware on Saturday if you're in the marginal risk where my little hand arrow is at. Now let's look at your time frame. Now it looks like from 4 to 8, majority of your severe weather will happen over here in the slight risk area. Now there could be a thunderstorm watch issued or a tornado watch being issued, but please, as I said, be weather aware. Know where to go when severe weather strikes because it could save your life. Now, this is what it could look like. No guarantee. Now this goes through Sunday. But good look at what it could look like over here in Montana. Now let's look at your parameters. Now your tornado risk for Friday, not much of a tornado risk, mainly a wind event and a hail event. Make sure you have anything in the yard, gazebos, chicken coops, anything that could blow around, tie it down because it could get blown away. So look at your tornadic parameters as you see, not much. There could possibly be some spin ups, not guaranteed, but be weather aware. Now this could be upgraded to an enhanced by the Storm Prediction Center, but please stay tuned to that. Let's look at your surface base CAPE. This is what fuels those storms to go severe. Lots of CAPE. Lots of moisture due to the high temperatures. Now if you're in Knoxville, Atlanta, Charlotte, Greensboro, Columbia, Virginia Beach, Richmond, Virginia, please be weather aware tomorrow. As you can see, there's a little squall line forming right along here. As you see, there's a little supercell right here, right around 4 o'clock, down where northwest Columbia, South Carolina. And right here, northwest Columbia, South Carolina. It could have a nasty storm right there that could dump Donkey Kong size hail and could produce strong winds. Now let's look at your flooding threat for tomorrow, Friday, June 17th. Looks like there is a marginal risk for excessive rainfall spanning from northern Arkansas, southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, much of Kentucky, much of Tennessee, southern North Carolina, and northeast South Carolina and northern Georgia. Now that's for about 1 to 3 inches of excessive rainfall. So if you live in the Appalachians, you could get some flooding with that. They possibly be upgraded to a slight risk. Look at your tropical storm potential down here in the Gulf of Mexico and then also in western Mexico. Looks like it's a 10% chance for the next 2 days and then next 5 days for a potential tropical storm to develop near Belize and San Pedro Sula, Puerto Lempira. Now it looks like there's already been a Tropical Depression 3 that's already formed in western Mexico. Already have an advisory out for that as of 5 p.m. Wind speed was 35 miles an hour, max gust of 45, moving north. And that's just west of San Miguel, Guatemala City, western Managua. And there's also a Category 1 Hurricane Blas. Sounds like Bubble Bass off of SpongeBob. He wants his little pickles on his little Krabby Patty. Oh, poor Squidward. But anyways, it's like the wind speeds are 85 miles an hour, max gust 105, heading west-northwest. It ain't gonna hit anybody. It's just out there just spinning around like a little top. But we are expecting a pretty significant hurricane season this season. So if you're in hurricane zones, please be on the lookout for that. Let's hope it's not a significant hurricane season. Yeah, look at that. Hurricane Blas out there just spinning. I'm looking forward to a hurricane called Hurricane Bubble Bass. That'd be a funny name for a hurricane. Alright, let's take a look at what the Climate Prediction Center says about whether it will remain hot or will we get a cool down? And will it be dry or will it be wet? It looks like it'll be, unfortunately, hot again this week. The next 6 to 10 days. 8 to 14 days, much of the country gonna be oppressive again. People gonna be sweating their tuchuses off. Except for up there in the northwest part of the country. Here in Oregon, northwest California, northern Idaho, northwest Montana, and Washington. You're all cool up there. while the rest of us are sweating our tokuses off. Must be nice. Your precipitation outlook for the next 6 to 10 days looks relatively dry for much of the country over here in the Midwest. Looks about normal for the east and northeast. The central part of the country is about normal. The northwest part of the country, it's going to be cool and dry. Abnormally dry. And it looks pretty moist down here in those desert states in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. Now, what we're going to call it here on Williams Weather is a sweatometer. Sweatometer is at a level 5. It's all maxed out. Sweatometer. Now, let's look at what we could see in the future as far as the weather goes. Who will see rain? Who will not see rain? And here's what the radar looks like. On Friday, you got your severe weather threat for the coastal states. Looks like out west, and then we're having a lot of rain over there. Northeast going to be having a lot of rain this weekend. If you got any plans this weekend, look out for rain. It'll be a washout. While the Midwest is going to be relatively dry. Out west could have some rain this weekend. Now this GFS model is showing a little upper level low down on the Gulf. A possible hurricane. Probably not going to happen. Your typical YouTube meteorologist, they typically overhype. I'm not going to overhype anything. But it could happen, but who knows. Now your heat indexes this week. Looks like it's in the hundreds in Texas. Feels like temperatures. Much of the country feels like they're in the hundreds. Sweatometer off the charts. Lows in the 70s. More hundreds. More 70s. 90s. Some cool spots. It's like lows in the 40s up in Montana. Brr. That's cold over here in the west. O'clock in the morning. In the 30s out in the northwest. Those are feels like temperatures. These are your actual temperatures. 90s, 100s, 90s, 100s. There's a repetitive pattern of 90s and 100s. And like I said in the previous video, don't leave those kids in the car. Don't leave the dogs in the car. Water those birds. Water everything. If it's living, water it. Everything. It's going to be a hot summer, y'all. That'll wrap it up in this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Please consider subscribing and leaving a comment. Till next time, never stop forecasting.